In this video, we're going to be laying down the final amount of tile into our bathroom, and we've just gotten done mixing the mortar in a ratio of 1 to 4. Now we're going to take our 4 1/4 inch pieces of tile, which have been pre-cut and pre-measured to lay onto the bathroom wall. I waterproof this with asphalt emulsion, which gives off 0 VOCs and serves as a perfect waterproofing barrier on top of the cement board that I already have. This costs the least amount of money and works the best because this material is already used on the exterior of homes, and this has had some chance to dry, and you can see how waterproof, how well it is. If you over splash it, you can scrape it right off. So I made sure that I got the corners where most of the water is eventually going to leak. I went ahead and over splashed it a little bit, but I'm going to scrape the rest of it off. So I'm going to go ahead and start by laying down the tile and laying down the mortar and then laying down the tile. I'm using my old tool bag to hold the 4 1/4 inch pieces of tile, which is right here. This is the gold dust plastic bathroom tile that a lot of people like. It looks really pretty. It's not bland white. So we're going to just start by, I'm just going to use this spatula right now to kind of put it down because I'm going to get my trowel and we'll put the rest of it on with a trowel. One of the things that's important to do is not to let your trowel get mortar on it and forget to wash it off, because it will stick to the trowel and ruin it. So just grab some of your mortar like that and just put it on. So see, that's what I don't like about the trowel. This is the first sunny day that we've had in over a month, it feels like. And it's just, it's clearly the effects of some climate change. Normally we have a mild winter, or it's very cold. But rain is just not that common in the winter here. In my case, for this particular project, I have this area where the prior owner used plywood and there's uneven areas, so I'm laying down a lot more mortar than I really need to, and I'm going to be scraping a lot of this off. But again, you don't want to use a lot. You don't want to use a lot of mortar, especially for the 4 1/4 inch tile. And if you use cement backer board, you won't need to. I like my wooden spatula. It gives me the right size that I'm gonna. I mean, I could have went and bought a smaller trowel, but why waste money? And it's not just only about wasting money either, it's about the environment. So you could buy another trowel, but where's it going to eventually wind up? So in this particular spot here, I'm having to create a little bit of a wall, like a little bit of an elevation, so that there's a gap here. And this gap was created from the fact that the previous owner, used plywood and just did a horrible job. It's possible that back when this was done, likely 4 years ago, or even 8 years ago, or 10 years ago, that the cement backer board wasn't actually on the market. I really don't know. But now that we have cement backer board, there's no excuse for anybody not to use it for tile work. It's just absolutely necessary. I use the James Hardy board. Okay, so now that I've laid down an initial, now I'm just going to use my trowel. And create my trowel edges. Why is that important? So that you can lay down tile flat. You need the gaps so that the tile can crush and sit in between the mortar. Otherwise the mortar takes up all the back spacing. It's okay if it's not pretty. So again, you want to back, what's called Back butter. I don't understand that word actually. It's just back coat. I don't know back butter. Why do people use the word back? Well, I know it's not like toast. I mean, even if you're back buttering toast, you don't do that. I mean, I don't know. Is that a southern thing? I don't know where that word comes from. But just back coat your tile and then lay it in there. And in my particular case, whoa, I put a lot in there, but for my particular purposes, I don't really care if there's no gap there because I want it to be waterproof. I don't want water in it. I don't really care. I could have cut it more like perfect, but I've been at this for like 2 months now. But I deliberately cut the tiles to be narrow near the bathtub so that there's no potential leakage, because that's where the likelihood for the most amount of leakage will be. So here I'm back buttering. Whatever you want to call it. Back coating it. Don't put a lot. Because if you put a lot, it's gonna jut out. Like that was too much. Too much. Should be like a super thin coat. You can also use these spacers, which I honestly think are junk. If you're gonna get these, go ahead and spend the money on better quality ones. I think they're junk. They do help. It's just that, the bigger ones that they sell that are more expensive, they're easier to use, and I think it does make a difference. when okay, and then we'll do this. So, like, one of the things that you might be asking is whether or not tile work is worth it. It is a lot of work. It can be really expensive, but I think if you can find a cheap way to do it, and you got the time, I think it does kind of make for a nicer looking bathroom. Some people want to put wood in their bathrooms. I don't think it's a good idea. I also don't think it's a good idea to have stand-up showers where you tile the floor. I think these old tubs are much safer in the long run. You're going to have a lot more problems in the long run with stand-up showers. I think it's third world too. It's very third world. This just kind of bothers me here. Oh, so whenever you put it on, whenever you put a piece on, it's on there. I don't like the way that looks. I think I'm going to rotate it. That's a little bit better. Now I created no gap here, and most people would say that that's just wrong. This is on purpose, so I don't want water. I just don't want water anywhere. And yeah, things expand. Yeah, they do. I'd rather have my tile crack than to get water. And I'm a bit biased because I'm basically repairing this bathroom after a massive amount of water damage that's taken 2 months to repair. Okay, the next piece. After you're done with all this work, just make sure you wash up real good. Wash up all the extra mortar. You can tell that this mortar is in the right consistency mix because look at how well it just goes on there. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. It stands up, it sticks. I like to do my edges more because that's where, I mean, you don't want water seeping into these cracks. Just from the fact that you didn't back butter your tile, you don't want that. You don't want water behind your tile, just sitting there like it's as if, oh, nice little cavity, woohoo. I'll just sit here and meanwhile I'll just rot everything behind it. So I like to make sure that the edges are fully covered. I think you